Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the 92nd edition of Cinema Effect. I'm Zach, and I'm joined by my fellow Hans Zimmer appreciator, Jaden.
Hello.
And the Peacemaker, John Cena, a.k.a. Fitzy, a.k.a. Liam.
Hey. What's up?
Not much. I'm looking forward to starting Peacemaker soon. That's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to be able to drop all kinds of references here in the intro, just for you. Hopefully you watch it so you get it too.
Well, it's on a pack on Foxtel that I don't have.
The pop pack, is it that one again?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
It's a nice mug.
It's a great mug. I love it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Cinema Effect, the podcast where we review and talk about a different movie every single Monday. And this week, that movie is The Guest, which opened in the US on the 17th of September 2014. It was directed by Adam Wingard. It is an action thriller, and the synopsis reads, a soldier introduces himself to the Peterson family, claiming to be a friend of their son who died in action. After the young man is welcomed into their home, a series of accidental deaths seems to be connected to his presence. Fitzy, The Guest, what did you think of it? None of us had seen it.
No.
Great, cool.
It was good. I thought it was fun. I thought the main guy, Legion guy, Dan, he was really great. You know, mysterious, fun to figure out if he was on the right side or not. And yeah, I think the time period and setting is pretty cool and kind of subtle. That it's actually in the past, but yeah, I like it. I guess that the main guy's really good, and yeah, it's just fun. You know, he's very intimidating. So yeah.
Wait, is it in the past? What's about it?
No, I don't think it was. Oh, is it not?
He had a smartphone.
Yeah, she was using an iPhone 6 or some shit.
Oh yeah, you're right. But it felt like it was. That's the point.
It did feel like it was, because I made the comment, I think, about halfway through the film when she offers to rip a CD for him.
Oh yeah,
I was like, oh, this movie's set in 2002 because no one does that. And then one of them whip out a friggin' smartphone. I'm like, all right, that's weird. I don't think anyone's used CDs for that purpose in a long time. Jaden, what about you though?
No, I really loved it. You know, Adam Wingard, friend of the show.
Is he? What's he done?
Godzilla vs Kong.
Oh, cool. I know it.
Yeah.
Cool.
No, I really like his films. He also did Your Next, which is a bit more akin to this, and it's kind of like this kind of, slasher. But no, I thought this was great. I thought Dan Stevens is great, like Liam said. Thought Lance Reddick was great, Horizon Zero Dawn, man.
Oh, I love me some Lance Reddick. Oh, hell yeah.
I thought the soundtrack and the score were both awesome. The suspense was palpable, message poignant, engaging from start to end. A good use of Pavlov's gun, or knife in this case. I really enjoy this movie, a lot.
I don't get it, guys. I don't get it. All right, this movie's not good. I don't understand. Okay, it's like I'm gonna spend this entire time trying to get on the wavelength. You know what I mean? Of positivity, because it's just straight to DVD garbage. You know what I mean? It's not good. Okay, I just can't with it. But I will say in its defense, I did have fun watching it for the most part. You know what I mean? This wasn't a bore, it wasn't a slog, and it's not terrible, but it's
you just called it straight to DVD garbage.
But it is, you know what I mean? But
it's not. This is a perfect Netflix film.
Yeah, that's true.
Had it been released 2 years later, it would have gone straight to Netflix.
They're sort of one and the same, though, aren't they? Straight to Netflix, straight to DVD. You know what I mean?
Not always.
Well, I mean, obviously, I'm not canning things like The Irishman, but this it has this feel to it. I don't know. Maybe you disagree. I don't know. I just it's so cheesy, dude. I just can't with the acting and the dialogue. It's just I mean, I had fun. I enjoyed that aspect of it, but it's not good. I don't. Maybe my knowledge of these dumb movies, these cheesy movies, maybe that do movies actually get way more budget and cheesy than this? Because maybe I just haven't experienced enough of them,
Those two words would never even cross my mind with this movie.
No.
Really?
No.
Yeah.
Really? Oh, shit. This is going to be a struggle, guys. This is going to be a hard one. I will say, when I logged it on Letterboxd, I was surprised by the score. That's fine. Then, like, I proceeded to just see everyone thirsting over Dan Stevens in the reviews, of course.
As is
And
an appropriate reaction.
Sure, very attractive man. You know, I'm not totally go for it. You know what I mean? I was very tempted to write one myself, but the thing with it is, in terms of his performance, you know, he is the lead. He carries the movie, no doubt. I'm just trying to genuinely, and I feel like you sort of answered it slightly in the opening already, but I'm trying to gauge whether or not, like, the love for him in this movie is because he's hot and because, like, it's sort of fun and dumb, or whether, like, or is his, do people think his performance is, like, actually good though? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I thought it was good.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. That answers that. That's
like,
good.
You know, like I love the subtle, soft Southern drawl he employs. You know, I really like his, like, you know, like sometimes his whacked out, you know, crazy face is a bit much, but like I think it's all part of it, and you know, maybe it's with the Legion, because how much of Legion did you watch? I mean, like, I don't know, because, like, you know, in Legion he's always doing wacky shit, so I thought that was kind of just up his alley.
Oh, sure. I mean, probably. I watched the pilot. I want to watch more for sure.
Yeah.
I've only seen the pilot.
Okay.
I know him most from Downton Abbey. Is where I know Dan Stevens from the most.
It's quite a change.
Quite a change. He's fun in that show too. But you're with Jane and Fitz. You think, like, you'd argue this performance is good. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just trying to understand, like, where it's at. You know what I mean? I'm trying to gauge what are these letterbox people. Is it ironic or not? You know, that's what I'm trying to find out.
No, yeah, I thought it was actually. He was like, you're trying to figure out whether it was sane or not. And like when he came in at first, it was like really polite, and he was like doing everything with the family. I thought, okay, maybe he has some, like, you know, weird moral code or something. But like every time he's intimidating, he, like, I think he sells it.
That's true. No, I did like him when he was being intimidating. To Jaden's point, like the scene, I mean, there's a few, but like the one particularly where we sort of move from, is her name Anna? Is that her name?
The daughter?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Anna?
it was. Yeah.
When we sort of move from her room to his room and he's just staring blankly into the camera, you know, like, it was, like, it made me laugh, but I didn't, not in like, this sucks, but like, it was a lot, you know what I mean? And like, I think Jane's right, like, it's a bit too much, but like, I enjoy it, you know what I mean? That's sort of where I'm at with the whole thing. But like, I agree he's intimidating, but like the direction of it is sometimes like so over the top and just like silly. Like, oh my God, like everything at the end is completely ridiculous. Like, it is laughable, but it's fun still. So I guess that's where, like, I think the film does succeed for me anyway, in where like it's sort of, its lack of budget and, I don't know, execution is sort of playing to its enjoyment for me anyway. That's sort of how I feel about it. I did like it. I did like his accent though, I will say.
I think some of his the awkwardness in his performance can be explained away to his status as a veteran and someone that's been, you know, isolated from Western society for whoever knows how many years, and then in a specialist program at that. And I think, you know, this kind of awkward interactions or this kind of weird demeanor is kind of part of the character and not necessarily just like poor direction. I think that kind of awkward attempts at, you know, intimidation or just other engagements are, you know, genuine parts of, you know, not, you know, I think they're valid parts of the story.
I think that's valid. I think for me, it's sort of, it played more goofy than I would have liked. And maybe not. Again, maybe I actually did like the goofiness of it, but it was goofy to me. Like, there's no doubt about it. His death scene was hilarious, where he gives the thumbs up. Like, what was that? You know what I mean? Like,
felt a bit T2.
Oh yeah, shit, you're right actually. But it felt like a parody of T2 though. Like, not like it's invoking the emotion of T2. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, like, it is a goofy, fun movie. You know, like, but it's also, you know, just a good, you know, like, also solid. Like, you know, it's both of what we're saying. You know.
Okay.
What type of movie it is.
Okay. All right. No, that makes sense. That makes sense. What did he say? He said like, I don't blame you. And then and he was like,
Oh, like you did the right thing.
I don't blame you.
Oh yeah, I don't blame. Yeah, he did that.
It's like, all right, mate. That shit was hilarious though. One thing I will come out right of the gate and just disagree with is the tension. This whole extended maze sequence at the end, the final confrontation. Is this what you were talking about with tension, Jaden? You know what I mean?
No, that wasn't one of the moments, because I think that's when it kind of goes a bit more balls to the wall.
Yeah, no,
you know,
sure.
like you know, this movie's been on my radar for a long time, and like the only thing I knew about it was its reputation that it kind of becomes batshit. So like,
okay, yeah, well, it does, no doubt.
Yeah. So like when I'm talking about the tension, I'm not talking about that, you know, kind of final third act when it all kicks up. I'm talking about the earlier moments, you know, that little interaction at the party, or even like when he goes to buy the guns, and you know, like it's actually not so much there because it doesn't really build, but I think there's moments throughout the film where there certainly is a great use of, you know, just suspense building and just, you know, release.
Yeah, I mean, I think I can see that most when he's sort of just hanging out with the family, I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that I agree. I think the tension works there. I just don't. It just doesn't really make any sense to me, though. Like, I feel like from scene to scene, this is how I felt. Like, I had no idea if the family wanted him there or not, and it just kept changing scene to scene. Like, there's that scene originally at the start where the dad, like, is vehemently arguing with his wife against having this guy here. Like, why is he here? And I thought it was hilarious that they were like shouting at each other like 2 feet away from him. Like, he totally can't hear that, but that was funny. But anyway, like, he clearly does not want this guy here. Fair enough. That's great. And then like an hour later, they're sitting on the couch and Dan Stevens is like, oh, I'll go and get a hotel somewhere. And the father's like, no, bro, you got to stay here with us. And I'm like, what the? Like, and then it happened again with the mum later where she's like, I'm so glad you're here. And she was like, so weird. I had no idea. It just was so inconsistent to me. It was all over the place.
It's kind of the point. He's everyone's best friend. Like, he charms everyone. Like, that's kind of the thing. Like, the dad didn't.
That he like won over the dad that quickly.
Yeah, like, you know, pretty. And it's you know, it's kind of clear that the dad's stressed, and he's kind of, it's like him being able to unload on someone like he does with Stevens' character rather. You know,
this is Dan Stevens' man.
Yeah, you know, I think that went a big way into, you know, helping them. And, you know, it's like, you know, the daughter was saying as well, they don't want a reminder of the son at this point in time, but like, also, I think they'd also take anything to kind of be closer with him as well.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Because he is charming. There's no doubt. We've made that clear, I think, you know. He's a charming dude. Just for me, I feel like I didn't, if that's the idea, that he's like so charming, he's just winning the entire family over, they didn't sell it enough for me. It sort of worked with the daughter.
That's a you problem then, man.
No, totally, 100%. That's fine. Yeah, I'm not arguing.
I feel like he's charming, not just like in one way, like his just personality is charming or anything, but he actually like charms each individual person like in a different way, you know.
And he's very male manipulator as well.
Wait, what does that mean?
Break it down, Jane. Get into the gender roles.
No, I was just being like, you know, like, he's charming, but he's also manipulative in the way that he is about it.
Yeah, but like he's like to the son, you know, he's like, he gives this attitude of like, you know, just like, you know, fuck the bullies, you know, beat up the bullies, and like his son really digs that. And then to, you know, the mom, he's really respectful, and then to the dad, he's just kind of chilling. So like he has his own. That's true. He has his own mode for each person, you know. He's very, charismatic.
I will say, though, I mean, is he just that charming? Is he just that charming that the mum lets him take her car to pick up the son? You know what I mean? I'm not giving my car keys to some dude that just walked in yesterday. That was like some heady shit there. I was like, man, my car keys aren't going anywhere near this guy. You know, just me personally. This guy's clearly something's going on with him.
I mean, like they talk about him being the perfect soldier and being part of that program. So maybe he is just that psychologically advanced that he can just do this shit.
I guess. Oh yeah, like when we can get the other characters, like I don't know. I thought the brother. Oh God, what are their names, dude? I don't know what their names are. The younger, the high school kid guy, he gets bullied in like the most stereotypical like bully scenes you've ever seen in your life, where he gets shoved against the locker, and it's like, oh God. I think he's really bad. I think the daughter Anna's really bad in the movie too. I mean, to be fair, I thought it was hilarious when the brother straight up rats on Anna, like towards the end, so hard, dude. When he's like,
"Oh yeah, you killed those people, didn't you? I don't care.
I don't care though. But you murdered those people, right? I'm not. It's good. It's chill though, bro. Don't worry about it. That was hilarious to me. It was like, wow, you just became. I guess Dan Stevens is that charming. You just turned this child into a psychopath overnight. It was wild. And then poor Anna, who, God bless her, is going to all these efforts to unravel this conspiracy, is just being completely ratted out right now. That was brutal. I don't know how they could ever patch up their relationship ever again after that point,
But like the scene beforehand where he he swindles over the principal of the school or whatever who wants to expel him. That scene is so great that it's like, it wasn't weird. It was great.
It was super weird. It was super weird. It was fun. It was fun. It was weird though.
But like that scene is so great that like makes you, it makes you believe that the boy would be that into him, I guess.
The boy.
I mean, I guess it doesn't make me believe to say murder's fine. By the way, murder's fine. You know what I mean? That's a bit much for me, but it is a good scene.
I think it's believable with the characters. I mean, it's extreme, but like, I think the movie does a fair enough job at setting it up within his story of why he'd feel such an affinity for him. Like this kid's getting severely bullied, and he shows him how to stand up for him, and he's the only one that really stands up for him. I think it's fair that he forgives. It's not fair, but I understand how they get to this point where he is able to forgive him for these things.
That's true. Yeah, no, I get that. I mean,
it seems like
if you're that much of a loser, you know what I mean. If you're that much of a social loner, and someone stands up for you, I get it. Especially if Dan Stevens does it.
Dan Stevens comes to your school and beats up a bunch of kids.
You know what? I think no. Actually, you're making great points here, dude. Murder's fine. Yeah. The scene was just weird though, because the principal's like, we're going to suspend you, or we're going to consider suspension. And then Dan Stevens has a real problem with this, guys. He's going to. This is so bad.
No, they were going to expel him.
Out. They said suspension, right?
No, it was only after he started saying shit that they're like, we can consider suspension.
Right, okay. But then he barred him down even further to detentions. He was fine with detentions. I'm just saying, if I were a kid, this is a tangent. I'm just saying, if I were a kid, I'd much rather be suspended than detentions, because then you just don't have to go.
Doesn't suspension go on your record in America or whatever, and like it can affect like other shit in?
Oh, really?
Like applications for universities and stuff.
Okay, maybe there's okay. I'll take that. That's good. That makes a lot of sense. Because otherwise, like I'm just saying, at least my understanding of suspension, I'd be like, I'd want suspension. Personally.
Yeah, down here in Australia, I don't think it means fuck all.
Yeah, 100%. Because I was like thinking to myself, bro, if Dan Stevens got me suspended, I'd be happy. You know what I mean? And then he's like trying to argue against it, and I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Anyway, how do you guys feel about Anna, the daughter character? She's probably the protagonist of anyone, I would say. And I don't know, maybe it's just the performance, but I didn't really vibe with her personally.
I don't know. She's good.
She's a CDs. I already mentioned that, yeah.
No,
it's like an important character trait.
It channeled her character from It Follows, and, I think it was kind of similar in the way it's this. I think her character is very similar to the one that she plays in there. No, I think her performance is solid. I think she's kind of alt teen in a middle America town. Wants to be different, but still wants to fit in, kind of all the tropes, but I think it's fine.
Sure, okay, that's good. I mean, with the movie, like, I feel like I've talked about all these different elements that, I don't know, I'm clearly on every way. I'm going to make an actual argument here, though, okay, that the mystery isn't good. And I'm going to try and, like, stand here, you know what I mean? Like, with my, stand here, what am I trying to say? With my,
make a stance?
That. Or, like, I'm going to stand here with, plant my flag in the hill, or, I don't know, whatever. I'm going to actually try and make a case for this, dude, because there is nothing to, like, at the start, I'm like, obviously, this idea of who is this guy? Why is he like this? There's just nothing to it other than he's a psychopath, which is all right, I guess. But they were talking about, I was reading in the trivia, like, original ideas for the script, and they were, like, way cooler. They were like, it was this idea of he did know the brother in the war, but he'd actually killed the brother in the war. And then the whole thing was that he was disguising himself as coming in and being friendly with the family, but his actual intention is to murder them all because he hates the brother. And I'm like, that's kind of cool. But instead, he's just crazy because he's just wild. You know what I mean? Didn't work for me. I didn't really understand it. That's my flag. My flag is planted. Is anyone going to run up the hill? Is anyone going to run up with their little?
I'll run up the hill
with their muskets. Run up the hill with your musket. Do it.
Well, I thought that, like, as I said earlier, like, he does feel like he wants to help the family. But then, like, there's that thing that guy from The Wire says later, like, that,
Oh, he's from The Wire too. This kid, Lance, man, what a guy. He's just in everything. I love him.
Yeah, but like he said, like, his programming, like, he's programmed to kill anyone that, like, knows, too much about him or whatever.
Mm.
And, like, that was kind of believable, I thought, because I thought that, like from the very start, we're given, like, he comes in the door and he, like, talks to the mother, and we're given, like a pretty, like, emotional scene, like, about the brother and stuff. So, like, it did seem genuine from the start, because that is the first scene of the movie. So, like, yeah, I just feel like he's, like, very, he's got two sides to him, and in the end, he's, conflicted. But, like, killing, there are, like, counterexamples, like killing the guys who gave him the guns was, like, you can't justify everything he does to some, like, soldier's code or something, but, it still does feel like there's, like, conflicting sides of him, one that wants to help the family, I guess.
Sure, okay. I mean, in that way, I will say I did really like when we just randomly cut to what I presume is, like, I don't know, the Pentagon or some equivalent of it. And the movie just, like, totally took a turn, and we get into, like, and it sort of channels, like, some Jason Bourne stuff. That was sort of the parallel in my brain. I did like that the second it happened. I was like, oh, shit. You know what I mean? There's super soldiers involved, like Lance, of course. Lance Redrick. Is his name Redrick, Chad? Lance Redrick? Is that his name? Reddick, sorry, yes. He's great. God bless him. Great in John Wick too, of course.
Oh, is that where you know him from? John Wick.
Mainly Horizon, also John Wick, yeah.
Yes, you get to spend a lot of time with him in Horizon.
Oh, okay.
He's great. See, Carrie-Anne Moss is in Forbidden West. Do you see that?
No, I didn't say that, no.
Yeah, it's cool, yeah. Yeah, what else? Well, I'll give you some trivia here. Note how in most of his close-ups, Dan Stevens doesn't blink. I did notice that, thank you. That was disturbing. This is to emphasise the strange, unsettling aspect of David. Jane, did you pick up on that?
No, but I mean, that's a pretty standard technique, and it's used in films to unsettle. But, the fact that he said David again just sparks something else. His character in Legion is also called David.
Oh, cool. I like that. I didn't know that. And Adam Wingard revealed that the budget for this film was around $5 million. and boy, you can tell. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually gonna shout it out here, dude. Like the end fight scenes, the gunfights in the house, super corny. I really enjoyed them. I'm not gonna lie. When the freaking like all the really budget like gun effects, and like the CG there and stuff, and like the gore and the practical use of the blood and stuff, like it was fun. I did like that stuff. And I always enjoy when films with low budgets sort of still try and have somewhat ambitious like action set pieces. You know what I mean? Like not that this was Fast and Furious or anything, but it was still a gunfight involving several people and stuff blowing up, and then you had the grenade scene as well. So I appreciate the ambition there, and I thought it was pretty solid. TBH.
You know the budget for Whiplash is $3.3 million.
Wow.
Which is like super.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I love that. I actually didn't know that. That's awesome.
Like $5 million is a tiny budget, but like it's not that small either, you know? Like most Blumhouse films are made on that budget. Like Get Out was made on that budget as well.
That's impressive too. I think this film, I mean, Get Out's a way better film, but Get Out isn't as ambitious in the third act, I don't think, in terms of like the action choreography. I mean, not in terms of the story, but
like if like there's also a lot of like amazing effects, you know, like that hypnosis thing in Get Out. So like you can use the budget better. That's like kind of what that's an example of. Yeah,
that's true. Oh yeah. So anyway, shout out to low budget films, as I think the sentiment here. You like the score, Jaden? You mentioned that earlier.
Yeah, and like the one thing in particular of like when like it kind of cuts to like this, I don't know, establishing shot, kind of like you know, it'd be a scene building tension or something like that, and then it just like has this quick cut to like the outside or like, you know, a completely new location, and it'll kind of have this like slowing effect on the music, and like it like have this like almost like bell like tone to it as it kind of like just comes down. It's really creepy and awesome. I loved like every time it employed that, and I just love the music throughout the film. Like, you know, Dan Stevens makes a comment about like, you know, he likes the music that Anna makes. Well, not makes, but you know, listens to. And I think that's I love the way they use it. I love the way they use it in the final scene. And I guess like that kind of final scene like is kind of meant to you know, more than anything show off how the movie is also meant to be taken lightly. It takes itself lightly in the fact that Dan Stevens' character goes to the effort to go to the DJ booth and put in the mixtape to then kill the people too. Like, yeah, like, you know, sure. Like this movie is aware of itself, and like, you know, like it's meant to be serious in some parts, it's meant to be light in other parts, but like, you know, I think it ultimately forms a cohesive product.
Yes, no, that's a great point. I feel like this when he turns up again at the end in the damn fire mask, you know, like what?
Oh, yeah.
Like what are you like? The very last shot. Yeah. I didn't dislike it at all. I just had no idea what to feel about it because I don't like. It's just a joke, right? Like I mean, there's nothing literal about it that's meant to be compelling, right?
Not really. I think that's kind of, it's once again, it's not standard, but like it's not uncommon either for kind of slasher films to do that thing where like you think it's over and then, you know, Jason walks away or someone, you know, comes out of something that they shouldn't have, like, you know. And I think that's like once again part of the part that was poking fun, and you know, right. It's fun that we're talking about parody movies just earlier because like, you know, this isn't necessarily a parody movie, but it certainly takes some of these, you know, ideas and tropes from it and then employs them for its own effectiveness.
So it's more channeling the story like that motif than actually like meant to be anything literal about like the character survived or something. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I'd say so.
That makes sense. I get that. Is there any reason why the dad offered David a drink like 5 times?
Oh, yeah.
He kept
doing that.
Felt like a joke I wasn't getting was sort of my reaction to it.
I don't know. Middle America tends to have this alcohol problem, I guess. Maybe it just could be shown of him, a way of him dealing with this, an unhealthy way of him dealing with his stress. I don't know.
That's true.
Like,
That's true. But I believe Dan did say, did he not, that he doesn't drink, and then like the next time he asked, he took it.
Yeah, but that's once again just him trying to impress, each character individually.
Okay. No, that's a good point. I can't argue that. Dude, he messed the hell up of that bar when he beat the shit out of those guys. That was cool. I like that. Super cheesy. Like that's what I feel like that encapsulates the whole experience for me. Where like I enjoyed that scene, but it's just like it's cheesy as hell. Messes them up. All like the jocks are like giving their generic ass performances, but it was fun.
I just want to quickly bring up the Pavlov gun thing I mentioned at the start.
Oh, please do. Yes.
Dan Stevens gives him the butterfly knife, and there's obviously there's such an emphasis put on it about him defending himself with it that you just know there's going to be that he's going to stab him at the end, and it's good that they do. So that's a good feature of the movie.
That's true. That's a great point. Yeah, they stabbed the shit out of him too. To be fair, like they admired this guy like half an hour ago. Don't get me wrong, I'd stab the shit out of him too. He's a psycho. He's insane. What are we giving The Guest out of 10? I'll give it I don't know, man. I'll give it a 5, which is higher than I was going to give it. And I think it's purely on you guys have won me over on some arguments. I'm not going to lie, and also just the fact that I didn't enjoy it at the end of the day for the most part, despite it not really being for me. I mean, the fact I was entertained probably mean like that's all that really matters at the end of the day, doesn't it? But I don't know. There are other films we've reviewed on this show that I've given 5s that I think are worse than this, so that's some of the logic there. Like, remember Cargo? Remember that, Jaden? Remember that movie?
I don't remember that movie.
Exactly. I'm surprised Jaden did.
I actually feel like I remember too much of that movie. Like, I feel like I could kind of take you through the plot in I don't know.
Remember when Martin Freeman lined up with the zombies? It was standing there.
Oh yeah, I do remember that now too. Yeah.
Do you
remember when he went when he found that boat and then he went back with food and the wife went to look in the boat to find something
that's right.
She didn't need?
Oh, I do remember that.
Mm.
I went looking in the boat for a razor blade. It's like, mate, come on now. Oh yeah, sorry, Liam. What are you going to give The Guest?
7 out of 10. I think it was really fun. I think Dan Stevens is really great. 7 out of 10.
Great. Jaden?
8 out of 10. This is right up my alley. Really good movie. Really great. Perfect for me.
Terrific. Love it. All right. Let's get into news chat. Fitzy, piss off, mate. You know what I mean? Get out of the call, all right? Jane and I actually watched the Halo trailer. Well, Jane watched most of it. I don't know what most of it means, Jane. What does most of it mean? I
mean that I got ads on YouTube and Twitch all week showing different parts of it. And I think that by the end of it, I'd watched 20 minutes of a 2-minute trailer.
Cool. Okay, that's good. You covered a lot of ground. What do you think of it, and does this do anything for you? Did it make you any less excited, if you were excited? Or I doubt you're excited, but did it pique your interest, I guess?
Not really, no. It's because when I saw this, I thought it'd be a step up from those CG films that we were talking about earlier. But it really doesn't look like that in any way other than the fact that it looks live action. I think it looked pretty average in terms of just actual quality. It kind of, the way it looked reminded me of the Raised by Wolves trailer where it just looks bland. Do you know what it didn't feel like a lived in world. It felt kind of empty, Did you get that sense?
Yes. No, I did. Yeah, I did.
Look, I know nothing about Halo lore, so it kind of surprised me to see these guys were living in the Middle Ages and the Master Chief comes here to liberate them.
The Middle Ages, yeah.
You know, he gives him water. He talks about the halo. I didn't even know I thought the halo was just the name of the series. I didn't realize like the halo that there's actually significance to a halo.
Oh no, there's halo rings. There's the
right, okay, yeah. So when they were talking about that, I was like, oh, okay, so this is actually something more.
Yeah,
we're seeing Master Chief, of course. He's cool.
Big John 117. There he is.
Yeah, I mean, like Paramount Plus, whatever that is, what's coming out? What's that doing in Australia?
Jaden, we have Paramount Plus in this house. Can you believe that?
Oh, dead ass, really?
Straight up, we do. We have Paramount Plus, and I'm not saying that for any kind of like, hey guys, we've got Paramount. I'm just saying, like, I'm also sort of bewildered. I have Paramount Plus, to be honest with you. Like, that's the point we're at, where Paramount Plus exists. You know what I mean? And it's
Paramount makes good movies. Yeah.
It's weird. It's weird. Yeah. I'm interested in the show now. I will say that. Sounds like I liked it a bit more than Jane. I totally agree that visually it's nothing incredible. It sort of gives me. I think it's too harsh to say it looks like a sci-fi network series. You know, like the channel sci-fi. I think that's a bit harsh. I think it looks better than that, but it doesn't look amazing. And you know, you can sort of see through the cracks of everything.
It looks like the first season of an HBO show. Like Raised by
Sure.
Wolves.
Well, yeah, no, that was a good comparison. I don't disagree. In terms of the larger universe, I can see like the locales and stuff. It doesn't stand out particularly to me as someone who's not a huge Halo fan. I've played some Halo. I know Halo. I'd say I'm a casual Halo fan. You know, so none of that stood out to me in sci-fi. But I did really like the designs of the characters, and I did really like the Spartans, and Master Chief's design was cool. I did really like the aliens, the Covenant. We saw a CG Covenant dude in there, and I thought he looks really good. So I was like, okay, they're nailing. You know, I've got reservations, but they're nailing the characters and their designs. So like, I appreciate that. That's cool. They're not sonicking it. You know, which is a phrase I've just coined. So yeah. No, I'm curious about it. It's kind of strange, in my opinion, that. I feel like when you hear about them making a Halo show, you'd think, considering there's so much lore and books and all this sort of shit that I've got no idea about, but I still find it kind of weird that they're choosing to go with Master Chief, you know what I mean? I feel like that story sort of only... Like, Master Chief, he's generic soldier guy because he works as a bro shooter's protagonist, you know what I mean? He works as a protagonist of a video game. It's sort of strange to me that they would sort of try and tackle his story in a show. I don't know how compelling his story is when you're not playing as him shooting the shit out of aliens, you know what I mean? So I would have figured that maybe they would have gone with like another story in the universe or something. But no, they're just straight up like doing him. So I don't know.
Maybe
we'll have to wait and see.
Book of Boba Fett and make him a side character in his own show.
That's right, they will. Master Chief, we get 4 boring episodes in Master Chief, and then they introduce like all these other characters, and it's like, oh, shit. Yeah. So I don't know. I'll wait and see what people think of it, and I might check it out.
If they find a way of getting Anna Popplewell to reprise her role somehow magically, I'll be fully behind it.
Who the hell is that?
She's in one of the Halo movies, and she's also in Narnia.
Oh, okay.
I think she's in the fourth one. Is that the Forward Unto Dawn one or whatever the fuck it is?
I don't know anything about Narnia. Literally nothing about it.
Oh, no, I was talking about the Halo title.
Wait, what?
Which is the fourth Halo movie, the one that's got Unto Dawn, or is that third one?
I don't know anything. I don't know the titles either. Sorry. I was thinking like, is there Narnia Forward Until Dawn? Like, what the?
No.
I don't know anything about that. I don't know.
No, Narnia, I've got covered. But
do you ever see Master Chief's face, or is it always a mask? Always hidden. Because the guy who's playing him in the show, Pablo Chardin, is really good. He was in The Y, he was in Den of Thieves.
Oh, okay. You don't. I think in the games lore, I think you've seen glimpses of his face. He's a bald white dude. Is what he is. Like, we sort of in this trailer, there is a shot of him behind his back, like with nothing on, just completely butt ass naked. I don't know, but they are playing with this idea, at least in the trailer, of like he's not going to have a mask on all the time. So we'll see to what extent. I don't know to what extent they'll go with it. If he'll just be maskless for scenes or anything. I don't know, but I mean, I feel like when you've got an actor of that caliber, you would at least have some scenes like that. But that is the other thing of note for Halo fans was that his voice was obviously this dude playing and was not the same as people are used to. But people seem to be happy with the job he was doing. As a casual fan, I was like, yeah, it sounds pretty good. So, Dakota Johnson is Madam Web. We had a little Google of who Madam Web is. Maybe Luke can tell us in the comments. But she's been cast in the Spider-Verse Sony universe in the future. She joins the likes of Jared Leto as Morbius, and never forget Aaron Taylor Johnson as who's he playing? Craven the Hunter. Remember that in his own movie? Yeah. I just every time like a Sony and news drops about Sony casting someone for their Spider-Man movies, I'm just always like, I guess you're still doing that, huh? You know, I guess your movies make some money, so good for you guys. Good for you guys. I will say Dakota Johnson, never been a fan of her as an actress at all until I saw her in a film
50
recently
Shades.
called yes, 50 Shades Freed really won me over. I saw her in a film called Our Friend, and she really blew me away in that role. I was like, oh shit, okay, there's something to pay attention to here for me anyway. So yeah, I don't know. Do you guys have any thoughts? Are you Dakota Johnson fans? I don't really know. 50 Shades fans, maybe.
I like her in Suspiria, which was she was really good in the in the 2018 remake.
Cool.
And obviously Need for Speed as well. She's so great in that movie.
Oh, is she in that?
She's shit in it though.
With Aaron Paul?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, no, she's alright.
Okay, cool.
Plus she's dating Chris Martin. That's always a good thing.
Oh, is she?
Mm.
That's always a good thing. She wins points with us for that. All right, now it's time for our highlights of the week. Liam, welcome back to the show. What have you been watching?
Tea time? That's the French word to say it.
Tea time?
Tea-tan? Tea-tan?
Titan.
I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, Titan.
Titan, that's the way, yes. That's it, Jaden.
Cool.
Yeah, the winner of the, what is it, the Palme d'Or at Cannes Film Festival. Cannes Film Festival, as Jaden would say. Yeah, it was interesting. It was really crazy. It was like really gory and violent and very ambiguous in its themes, and there was some cool cinematography and definitely like the premise itself was entertaining, but yeah, I'm not like as behind it as like it seems people have been, but it's like it's pretty out there, man. It's pretty out there, but it doesn't. Yeah, it's ambiguous. It doesn't explain everything, so it doesn't all like come together or anything. But it is pretty entertaining just for what it is. So yeah,
sounds like it'd be right up my alley.
It's definitely prototypical Zach entertainment.
Okay, cool. What'd you watch it on? What's it on?
I got it on iTunes. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's on YouTube as well.
Oh, to rent. It's not one of these like free YouTube films we love talking about. Jane, what about you? Oh no.
That's gone.
God bless you. You nailed it.
Did you talk about Wrath of Man in the show? You did, right?
I think so, but it was ages ago.
Yeah, no, that's all right. We'll skip it then. Did you talk about Don't Look Up on the show?
Did we? I don't think we did.
No.
We've all seen it though.
Yeah, all right, we can have a bit of a discussion about that then. I watched this movie from old mate Adam, not Wingard. Other Adam.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Exactly.
I really like his movies. Oh wait, hold on. Have I seen? He did Big Short and I haven't seen Vice. Yeah, well, I really like The Big Short, and I think it's evident that the style is evident. The carryover. So I think I do really like his movies and Vice and and such like that. Yeah, I thought it was pretty solid. It's pretty typical in terms of doomsday movies. I guess, in terms of plot and, the kind of failed mission, this goes that way, this happens that way. It all unfolds like that, but then this obviously has the added aspect of the science part and the political message. And, it is pretentious wankery and kind of presents itself as being more important than what it is. But, I'm fine with it. Like it's made for a casual audience, so maybe they do need it laid on that thick. I don't know. It is laid on very fucking thick. Too thick, in fact. But, yeah.
Yeah, I don't. It worked for me though, just in the Adam McKay doing his satire. You know what I mean? Where it's played for more often than not laughs, and like for the audience to react in a way of like, this is so unbelievable, but it's like meant to obviously be like a reflection of, but it's not really unbelievable, is it? But it's played as such insanity in terms of how, like, specifically like in the way it comments on social media culture and media culture and like, fake news and or whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean? That those ideas that have huge effects on the film and the plot, and like how Meryl Streep manipulates votes and shit and all that sort of stuff. Like, it's always played for like, that's so absurd it's funny, but then you're meant to like obviously take a step back and go, oh wait, I guess this shit sort of hits for real. You know what I mean?
But I think it hammers it too hard to the point where it just doesn't.
Sure.
It's like, yeah.
Sure. I get that. That's Adam McKay, man. Vice hits hard too. Vice does not care.
Oh, really? Well, because I like, maybe it's because of my, like I know fuck all about stocks and the market and shit. Maybe that's why I had such an affinity for that style
okay, yeah.
In The Big Short. Whereas in this, when you've been fucking living with this kind of culture for the past how many years, it is probably a bit much. I don't know. Like every time Mark Rylance is on the screen, and it's obviously it's going to show the influence that big tech has on shit that they really shouldn't have influence on. It's just too much. Like the whole character that Mark Rylance plays, it's obviously meant to poke fun at fucking Mark Zuckerberg and how he can't have a human interaction. But like it's too much,
Yeah, right. That's a perfect example of like, I thought Mark Rylance was hilarious. So like,
right,
like that's the contrast there. But I get you. I feel you. It is a lot.
I think the whole like morning show thing with Kate Blanchett and the other bloke, it's too much. It's
sure.
Yeah.
Kate Blanchett was really good though. I liked her a lot.
She was. It's funny. I didn't even realize it was her because like until like ridiculously late in the movie.
My mum said the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I was like, oh shit. She plays a stereotype. I genuinely thought it was like some talk show host from over there.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, she's doing an alright job actually.
Yeah, I don't know if she had like makeup on or something, but yeah, she totally just.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, I like Jennifer Lawrence and Timothée Chalamet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Leo was good too.
I like Leo a lot.
Yeah, I thought Leo was hilarious. I thought it was like just like really funny. Like Leo and Jennifer, like the cast looked so big that I was like, who is going to be the main character? Who's going to be like the focus? I didn't know because I don't watch the trailer or anything. So like, yeah, seeing Leo as actually like the main character as this scientist dude was like, it was pretty great. Like he played it pretty well.
I love his little freakouts.
Yeah, like they were great.
Totally. I love the gag with the military general in the White House who makes it. What was it? She makes them pay for the drink or something.
Makes them pay for the free chips. Yeah.
That was great.
And like he makes them pay a lot. It's like $10 each or some shit. I'm like, fuck man.
That shit was funny. What about that post-credit scene though?
Is that the one where they're on the planet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was fun.
It was goofy. It was fun.
Jonah Hill was really good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I think he might have been a bit much for me as well.
Sure. Yeah, no, there's no doubt that if Don't Look Up is one thing, it's a lot. There's no doubt.
It does. But I think there's maybe there's just the areas that I'm more estranged to that I don't mind, and it is the areas I'm more familiar with that is the one that's too much. This whole like portrayal of nepotism baby in like the most powerful position you can have. Fucking, I don't need that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm so glad you brought up Jonah Hill. Jonah Hill's so funny to me. Like, even when his lines, as they're written, like his jokes aren't hilarious by themselves. Like, his delivery is so funny to me. Like, just his demeanor, and oh god, he cracks me up so much.
I think it goes to the effort to change girl with the dragon tattoo to boy with the dragon tattoo for Jennifer Lawrence.
Did he say that? Was that a line?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And he's like talking about how she didn't go to Harvard or whatever. It's like that. He's like insulting him in the White House in that what's that room? The presidential room or whatever.
The Oval Office.
He's in it. Yeah.
I know Australia likes their high universities, but do you think we have the same complex as America does, where they have their Ivy League?
No. Yeah, they had way more.
Yeah, because like
invested in that.
I know, everyone loves Sydney University, Melbourne University, and University of New South Wales and shit like that.
Australia.
But I feel like getting a degree from fucking Swinburne is as respected as anything like that.
Yeah, I don't
maybe
think
not.
I would agree.
I'm not out here employing people. I don't know how they look at it, but I just feel like we don't have that kind of same kind of culture.
I think you're right, personally. Yeah.
So whenever I see it portrayed, it's always a bit odd.
Yeah.
Actually, I did like one other thing I liked was like, I don't know, just like Leo and like his family and stuff, and like, I felt something at the end of the dinner table. That was good. Wait, what's funny?
Oh, sorry, I was just reminded why Leo's son looks like his brother. Like, those are meant to be Leo's sons, and they look like exactly the same age as him.
Oh yeah,
that was hilarious.
I don't think so. They look
like younger brothers at the least.
You reckon?
They're meant to be his sons.
Yeah, I think it's fair.
Oh,
Leo's like 50. It's not that odd to have like 23-year-old sons.
No, I know he's 50, but it's how they look though. Like Leo does not look 50, and they look like the same age. You know what I mean?
No,
I know for a fact Leo's 50.
I disagree.
Okay, Leo looks like he's 30. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's a bit of
40.
Okay. Oh, I don't know. I disagree. Do you want to argue about celebrities' ages or?
How does Jennifer Lawrence look?
Oh, 60. Now, I'll tell you, Jan, I finally did it. I finished Hawkeye, all right? And, man, what a fine show. That's so forgettable, man. I watched it last night and I feel like I forgot what happened.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's not. It's Shrug, the show, you know what I mean? It's like, all right. It's definitely my least favorite of any of the MCU shows so far, and it's not bad at all. Like, it's perfectly acceptable entertainment. It's perfectly unremarkable. You know what I mean? There's just so little does remotely interesting, and as much as I really haven't loved some of the other MCU shows, like, at least by the end of them, there are elements that are substantial enough to stick out in my brain, or like story things that they're trying to do that are impactful in some way or interesting in some way. Like, I didn't really care for Loki that much, but like, at least the way it sort of messes with the time stuff is cool, and WandaVision's the same thing, where like, I appreciate what they were going for with Wanda as a character. Like, but you finish Hawkeye and it's just nothing. There's nothing to grab onto like that, It's just sort of like, all right.
More than anything, it's just for Kate Bishop, and that's it.
Well, yeah, and I didn't even love her, to be honest. Like I like Haley Steinfeld, but like she was okay. She was okay. I don't.
Yeah.
I feel like I got the impression anyway that people loved her, and I wasn't there at all. Like, I was just like, okay, she's cool, whatever. Like, if I see her again, I wouldn't be mad, but obviously, but it's like, okay.
I think the script harms everyone. I just feel like I can't remember the finale, but like, I'm pretty sure like I'm pretty sure the dialogue there was just such, it was just genericness beyond the nth degree.
particularly
Yeah.
when, like, you know, Florence Pugh is facing off with.
Oh yeah.
And, like, again, like the show, like, it's not bad. Like, the show has themes and it does attempt character arcs, which I like, and that's cool. But it's nothing memorable, and it's nothing you haven't seen before. You know, with that, especially with that particular scene.
Yeah, Florence Pugh's thing in this is really odd to me. Like, I don't know why she so strongly believes that Clint just killed Natasha. I mean,
Right.
yeah.
It feels a bit contrived. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I know there was that post-credit scene in Black Widow, but that wasn't really substantial enough to. I don't know. Is Elaine from Seinfeld that convincing? You know, I don't know.
Oh yeah, because she said kill Hawkeye in that, didn't she? Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But in the series, don't they? Oh, shows talk sport. No, that's right. Don't worry.
Oh, I know exactly what you're going to say. Yeah. Could you sort of gather from that Elaine from Seinfeld is like in with Netflix Man? Like, can you sort of gather that from it? I don't know. Like, it never says that at all.
Yeah, maybe it could just be like a crossover of missions. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. Because they never mention her ever. So
no.
So anyway, it's pretty unremarkable. I've talked with Jaden in the past with the previous episodes about how the action just is not.
Yeah, I don't know. It feels like you can do so much more with what we're given. Than like, you know, like Arrow has better bow scenes.
Oh, does it?
Inventiveness with like what they do with that than what this does. You know, like, you just have your bag of trick arrows.
There's gas arrows now,
and then they do wacky shit. Yeah.
So I don't know. It's okay. It's completely harmless, you know, and it's fairly entertaining. It's short too at the end of the day, but I don't know. It's one of those things where there is so much incredible television out there to watch. So much of which I have seen, and even more of which I haven't seen, that I would recommend to people before they, you know, go to something like this. It's really as simple as that. All right. Well, speaking of television, now we hand the show over to you with our question of the show. Last week we asked you, who were some of your favourite upcoming actors and actresses who are going to break through or have been breaking through TV? I put that very well right then, didn't I? Luke said, the dude who plays Agent Smith, he's good in Mindhunter. He's, of course, talking about Jonathan Groff. Great shout. But we can't talk about Jonathan Groff in Mindhunter. It's Jonathan Groff in Looking. That's what. It's the breakout. That's the breakout. Come on now.
That's true.
I thought Fitzy was going to have like a angry reaction. I thought he was going to jump out of his seat.
What's Looking?
It's that show that he was in that Fitzy was talking about the last 2 weeks ago, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I was like talking to Luke about. He thought so. Like I thought, because you guys talk about Mindhunter, so I thought
that's right.
I thought Luke would have like heard, like you guys talking about it, like know about it, but he had never heard it, so he never even heard of the show. But like, you know, it's perfect for him. He likes like Criminal Minds and stuff. So
don't compare Mindhunter to Criminal Minds.
David Fincher did Mindhunter, bro. But hang on, wait, is he? So what are you saying? Luke's been watching Mindhunter recently? Is that what you meant?
Mm.
Oh, okay, cool.
I tried to sell him on Groff.
Okay,
talking about looking into Mindhunter and everything.
And his name is Holden Ford. Remember that?
Holden Ford.
They make a joke about that, which is great in season 2. Anyway, Andy
he acknowledges that it's an Australian joke as well.
He does.
Yeah.
I love that. Spoilers if Luke isn't up to that. Andy said, I wouldn't know. I only associate great acting with movie stars, not with those TV peasants. Oof. Jokes aside, can't really think of anyone as I don't watch many TV shows, but Bryan Cranston for me, maybe. And Andy, hey, I got to say, when we were talking about this question last week, I said, would Bryan Cranston count? And we sort of collectively came to the conclusion of, yeah, sort of, I guess. So, yeah, I mean, sure, that's a fine answer. That's a good answer. But, Andy, you need to watch Breaking Bad, mate. What are you doing?
He has seen Breaking Bad.
Oh, he has? Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, he's seen a bit of it at least. I think he's seen it, yeah.
Don't speak for Andy, mate. You don't know what Andy does, all right? No, that's great stuff. All right, what are our choices, Jaden? What are you thinking here? I had to rack my brain a little bit.
Yeah, I really struggled because, like, you know, who's emerging, who's not.
Because it was such a
Not
bad
classified.
question. Come on.
Yeah.
That was great. I really like the question, actually. It made me think a lot.
I was like, because I was trying to think
Lots
of
of
people
good
who were
answers.
like kind of locked into long series and kind of came out of them like that. I was trying to think of like Game of Thrones people. I'm like, they haven't really emerged through so much, you know.
I really liked Kit Harington in Hawkeye.
Yeah. I don't think anyone from Game of Thrones has really broken out of the Game of Thrones mold yet.
Oh, really? You don't think Richard Madden has?
Richard Madden probably is like the best example you can give.
Yeah, I agree.
But I will say, I think my choice is going to be Amelia Jones. She had a few small roles before Lock and Key, but I think Lock and Key is kind of what's started giving her more recognition. You know her obviously from Coda.
She's great. Yeah.
Yeah. But like, so before Lock and Key, she was in this like movie called Incident in Ghostland that didn't get much traction, but you know, she's in Nuclear as well, and she's getting projects now, and she's getting attention and recognition and awards and stuff. And I'd say Lock and Key was kind of her getting boosted to a recognizable status. So yeah, I'll say Amelia Jones.
She was in Utopia.
What's Utopia?
That was a pretty big show, but
wasn't she really young in that? Because like she was also in Doctor Who, but she was like fucking 6. So
yeah, she was young. I guess as an adult, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't seen Lock and Key, so not applicable to me, but is Lock and Key good, by the way?
Yeah, it's kind of teen trash, but you know, I ate it up.
Sounds up my alley.
Yeah.
Cool. What about you, Fitzy? What's going on?
Well, okay, so like the person that made me think of this phenomenon, I guess, was Jack Quaid in Scream.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
In the new Scream movie. He's not my answer, but like him in the new Scream movie is really great. Like he plays like kind of his character from The Boys in like his awkwardness, but like yeah, him in that movie just made me think, oh wow, like he is like really great at like, you know, playing a semi-normal person as like most TV show actors have to be, because like you can't sustain like a crazy performance over like so many seasons. You gotta have like degrees of like normal, you know, emotions and behaviors and stuff.
That's a great
which
point.
is kind of like the difference I see between like TV show actors and like movie actors. Like I couldn't see like Leo, you know, like in like a 6 series like TV show. So like yeah, like he made me think of it, but like there are other actors that come to mind. Jonathan Groff, but like Adam Brody is the real one, which I think of. Like I haven't seen him in like that teen show he was in.
Who's Adam Brody again?
Okay, he was in the OC. Was like the big thing he was in. He's in Ready or Not. You saw that, Jane? That's like it was
yeah, okay.
Yeah, so like in the last few years, he's been in like a bunch of films. Shazam, Promising Young Woman, and also The Kid Detective, which is really what I like. You know, love him from. Yeah, but he's like really great, and he's like, you know, he feels like underappreciated, but over the last couple of years, he's got like a lot of amazing roles. So like, hopefully, he'll be like, you know, in a bunch of new stuff. But yeah, Adam Brody is my answer.
I had a few ideas. I hope it's within the spirit of the question still. First and most obvious... Thanks, Dan. The first and most obvious, although I think we're sort of past... We're actually well past the emerging word use here, is Pedro Pascal in terms of the Game of Thrones performance and where that went. That was unbelievable.
I forgot about him. That's fair.
Yeah. So, but I feel like he's sort of really established now to the point where I feel like calling him emerging isn't really accurate at all. So then I was like, okay, what about where would you consider Anya Taylor-Joy as emerging? Because I feel like
she's fully fledged
yet.
What, really?
Well, not. I think she had a stat. Well, are you going to say that she's emerging from Queen's Gambit?
Yes, in a mainstream sense.
I think she already had a big enough following prior to it.
I get where fans. I don't think I don't think anyone really knew who she was before that. Like, there's no way people on the level of, my parents and my grandparents and stuff recognize her now. There's zero chance they ever would have beforehand. I think that's...
Yeah, but I think when you have a look at it, like, she was in Peaky Blinders before she was in Queen's Gambit.
That's true. No, that's true.
So, I mean, like, if you're just saying...
Sorry, I still win.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, you're still, like, right.
No, but yeah, you're right, yeah.
Like, she was in an M. Night Shyamalan film. That was one of the biggest horror films of the year, She was in The Witch, which became, she became an indie darling in that. And, like,
right.
There is no such thing as an indie darling anymore. Because once you become that, you almost become mainstream, I guess, in a way.
Yeah.
I think calling her emerging from the Queen's Gambit isn't entirely fair. Maybe from Peaky Blinders or something before they, like The Miniaturist even. But I don't know.
Yeah. I think if anything, I mean, she's like, I haven't gotten up to it yet, but I imagine she's like a supporting character in Peaky Blinders, knowing the show. In my brain, then I guess she really emerged in Split. I think that's a fair answer.
I think that's fair, yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good point. So I don't know. You take my answers and sort of throw them out there, I guess. You can consider them if you want. But what I actually really thought of with this question was how much it's so painful to me, dude, that where are the Black Sails cast? Where are they? Hollywood, listen to me, man. Where are they? Okay. They deliver amazing performances and they're in nothing.
Isn't Jessica Parker Kennedy, is she in Black Sails?
Yeah.
She does some stuff.
Does she? I've never seen her in anything.
She was in The Flash. I know that.
Oh, okay. All right.
And I think she was in Dope as well, which is like this 2015 indie film.
Well, she's making a 2015 indie film. She's huge,
I don't know. I think she's done some stuff.
Okay, well, I'm glad you heard of her at least. I don't know, man. That's such a I need this so bad for these people. You know what I mean? I just can't handle it. It's so upsetting to me. I'm just saying. And you know what? Someone in the comments, no one's going to write this, but someone in the comments is going to write, "Hey Zach, Toby Stevens is in Lost in Space on Netflix," and I'm like, I don't give a fuck, dude. That's not good enough. Okay, Lost in Space. Who gives a shit? You know what I mean? Who watches Lost in Space?
Actually, speaking about Lost in Space, another Taylor Russell who's in that show. I haven't seen it, but I know she's in that show. I think she might have emerged from that. She's also really good.
Oh, okay. I watched the first, I don't know, 4 episodes of that or something. Can't remember. Wait, is she like? Is she the daughter? Is she younger? Like,
yeah, she's like, I don't know. Yeah,
I guess she's the daughter then. There's only one daughter. Yeah. Okay, got it. Cool. All right. Well, as always, we'd love you to submit your questions, thoughts, reviews for next week's film in the YouTube comments section. Send us a DM on Instagram or join the Discord. Where are you? You're not in the Discord. Get in there. Next week, we're asking you, what is your favourite parody movie?
Shit, do we need a poll movie this week?
Absolutely. I'm sorry, I forgot to remind. I'm sorry, I should have mentioned that at the start. I apologise. Now it's time to announce our poll.
Oh, shit.
Nominations.
Who's going?
I don't remember. Who did I face last time?
Oh, I think you won. So it's you and...
Yeah, it's me and Zach.
You too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can go first, Zach, for obvious reasons.
Cool. I am nominating.
Ooh.
It's about time. Okay.
We haven't had a poll in ages.
You just broke everyone's eardrums. I know. Well, it has been a little bit, I guess. I saw it there the other day. I saw it on the home screen. The big missing gap for me. Okay. It has always eluded me.
Gap.
Fitzy. But I saw it on Stan. I
know what you're going to say.
And I'm nominating Enemy, man. I'm doing it.
Bro,
It's about time I watched this goddamn movie. Wait, what?
I watched it a few weeks ago, you dickhead.
Well, there you go. You don't have to rewatch it. There you go.
I'm joking. It's fine. I like Enemy.
Nah. I don't believe you. You weren't joking. You're upset. It's fine. Just admit it.
I'm upset. Like Andrew Neiman in that scene in Whiplash where he has to yell out he's upset.
I'm upset. Let's just
I
do
actually
that.
think in that scene he's like trying not to laugh. Like I can see it on his face.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, dude. I wouldn't be able to get through a single scene with J.K. Simmons in that movie without laughing. It's so good. It's hilarious. Can I change my vote? Can we just do that?
No, that's
I'm upset. Oh, okay.
I don't know if either of you watched it recently, but I guess I will nominate something that we love here is controversial figures, and I will nominate a film with him as the leading man.
Oh, I'm scared.
We spoke about him recently, actually, as well. Big Space Dog in LA Confidential.
Cool. Okay.
LA Confidential. Okay.
I think you've seen that, Liam, right? Yeah, you haven't watched it recently, though, have you?
It's fine. No, I haven't.
No? Are you sure it's fine? I can change it.
No.
I could say Her. It was the other one, but I think Zach watched that recently, right?
Yeah, really recently, yeah. But you can do that if you
I
want.
don't think I watched it recently. Yeah. That'd be good.
I mean, I can either punish Liam or punish Zach. You know, it's the one.
Kevin Space Dog. All right, you committed to the Space Dog and his weird Instagram videos or whatever those were. Remember that? Whatever those were.
Oh,
Okay. All right.
those are some good choices. I like those choices.
Cool. Okay. Just so you guys, I don't know if anyone remembers people probably don't know Kevin Space Dog anymore because he's been cancelled for so long. But you might remember Kevin Space Dog from Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Everyone. I'm talking to the listeners right now. They probably don't know that, so they remember that performance though.
And if you went to the same school as us, you might remember from Year 8 RE when we watched Pay It Forward. So
that's right.
That's
right.
He's also a famous YouTuber.
Yeah.
Posts every year. No, I didn't post it this year, but usually every year.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the Pay It Forward reference is the best one because 70% of listeners definitely went to our school. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that's it for this week's episode. We'll see you all next time. Thanks for listening. Thanks, Liam and Jaden, for being here. Have a great rest of your week and goodbye.